8:07, the Monday of the week that everyone's looking forward to. Well, yeah. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning. How are you? How's
I'm
everybody doing?
Well, I'm good. Listeners, you good?
How was your
She's asking
weekend?
a question. it was good. It was yesterday was really hot though. And it's hot now
Yeah, yesterday
too.
was kind of crazy indeed.
And it was really hot early this morning. Imagine.
Well, you know why? There's a tropical depression
Yeah.
that is threatening to rear its ugly head. Well, I think it's already out there, but it's not. We're hoping that it dies out because this is the weekend. This is it. This is Music Fest. We don't have time for this. We really don't have time for this. We don't want it.
The man upstairs may have different ideas, right?
Why couldn't the rain or whatever it is just happen last weekend, weekend before? Why you choose now?
But the thing is, I remember the last time we had the water engineers here. Remember he said one thing, because sometimes people like, "What y'all turning off the water? It rained last night," and he said,
that's not how
it works. We probably need to get rain solid for 3 months, maybe. Just enough rain so that we don't have flooding, but
Just enough.
nice rain every, maybe rains for a good half an hour.
Yeah,
hour.
the 10 and 15 minutes rain is what's ruining everything, because it just makes the place hotter as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, there's that a tropical depression thingy. Thingy, not me saying thingy. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, the computers.
Yeah, but yeah, there is a tropical depression out there that's has everybody on their tippy toes. So hopefully that blows over, and we can move on.
Just changed. as I switched to see.
That's technology for you. Oh my!
You're seeing it now, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Thank you. Yeah. So fingers crossed. I was looking up onto this morning. I was like checking it out to see what the National Hurricane Center, if they had put out anything as of this morning, but nothing just yet. So maybe that's a good sign.
And
fingers crossed.
Yeah. So today is Juneteenth.
Yes. I was going to mention that. I didn't know that. Well, of course you would know.
Yeah.
Yes. June and 19th.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see that concert tonight on CNN.
Who's performing?
Oh, let me see. It's a pretty good lineup. The last one was good. Let me see. Juneteenth. CNN. No, it's a CNN concert.
Let's see.
Artists. Let me see.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the U.S. commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans, deriving its name from combining June and 19th, and it is celebrated on the anniversary of the order by Major General Gordon Granger, proclaiming the freedom of enslaved people in Texas on June 19th, 1865. So,
but do you know that the slaves didn't know?
Yeah, that's just about to say that.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't even know that they had
Imagine
been freed.
That, huh? Yeah.
Somehow I feel that is not a coincidence.
Of course not a coincidence.
Like, why not get extra labor?
Them folks have a lot to answer for, but anyways. So the concert is going to include Miguel, Kirk Franklin, SWV, Davido, Coil Ray, and Jody C. And I remember there were some other names as well.
Nice.
That just said includes. I know there's more.
It should be.
Oh,
good
Chloe
then.
Bailey. Oh, Chloe Bailey is performing as well.
She is. Speaking of which.
Oh, and there's more. Khalid,
Let's
Shaka
hear.
Khan, Jill Scott. Because I remember seeing Khalid and Jill Scott on
Jill
the
Scott
CNN.
is it.
Yeah.
Jill Scott is, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
What
be
time?
Hmm?
What time? Because I had no clue that they
I
were
think it's
actually
7.
having
It
this
starts
concert.
at 7. Yeah, they had it last year as well. The first one was
Pretty
last
sure
year.
they do.
Because
The
this
way
is the
my
first
schedule is
anniversary.
set up, yeah.
Yeah, this is the first anniversary of the.
Well, it's the 3rd year they're acknowledging and celebrating it. Yeah.
No, but the first holiday was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they call it the first anniversary, I guess, of the holiday,
Of the holiday.
actual bank holiday.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. How you doing?
Okay then. And in local news, CBI dividends, the second payment. So that should be exciting for persons out there. I didn't even remember it, to be perfectly honest. So it's a good thing. A lot of us are actually looking forward to it. I know I've been seeing these little posts on WhatsApp and on Facebook, and everybody's like, oh yes, we're supposed to be getting this. Yes, this, the second payment of CBI dividends. I think the Prime Minister said it's going to be, well, the payments are going to start from the 21st of June. So that is Wednesday. I guess just in time for Music Festival for some of our audience members. Yesterday was the OECS, what do I want to call it? Conference opening ceremony. Yeah. The Prime Minister is now the chairman of OECS. And so they had their opening ceremony yesterday. I saw persons putting up flags all along the bypass, and then there's this huge sign in the first roundabout after, well, as you get into Frigate Bay, after the ECCB roundabout.
Where is it? Is the meeting going to be held here? No?
Yeah, they had the opening ceremony here yesterday at the ECCB auditorium. I actually saw a photo going around of Sir Kennedy Simmons and Dr. Denzel Douglas shaking hands, and your favorite Gaston hugging both of them. So epic.
Gaston and who hugging?
Gaston was hugging, well, holding shoulders, hugging both
Dr.
Kennedy Simmons and
Gangston, eh? Okay.
Dr. Douglas.
Yes, Gangston and the other.
And they're both laughing and shaking hands. So hey, all's well that ends well. It was a very nice photo. I can't even remember whose page I saw it on, but I should have screenshot it. It's pretty nice photo.
Yeah.
I guess now that everything is over and done with and everybody's older and wiser, we can all get along. But it reminded me of that Bob Marley photo when he got
Manley and
Siaga
to shake hands.
Yeah, I was like, well, look at that.
Oh, so I found the full list. So it's Shaka Khan, Khalid, wow, Yolanda Adams, Jill Scott, Anthony Hamilton, wow, Billy Porter. Well, I don't know about Billy Porter. But Earth, Wind and Fire, Killer Mike, Lucky Day, Mary Neo, Michelle Williams. You know Michelle Williams, right?
Of course I know Michelle Williams.
Mickey Guyton, she's a black country singer.
I'm trying to figure out why you're picking on Billy Porter.
Robert Glasper, The Roots, and Belle Biv DeVoe. I'm not trying to see Billy Porter, but anyway.
Belle Biv DeVoe.
And a 6-9-piece all-black symphony orchestra. Nice. Yeah. The Recollective Orchestra. That's the name of that orchestra. Sounds like it's going to be good.
So when you start looking at it, could you message me? Because I'm sure I'm going to forget.
7 o'clock, yeah.
I already know.
And Questlove is going to be the director, so.
Nice.
We know Questlove is,
Of course,
yeah,
of course. Hey.
Well, I don't know.
I don't live
know.
under a rock. I live on a rock, but not under.
Oh, and a pretty nice list of presenters, too. Debbie Allen, of course. Jordan Childs. She's a black gymnast. Michael Ealy. No, Michael Ealy. Yeah. Gabri Sidibe. Kendrick Sampson. That name rings a bell. Comedians Leslie Jones and Lil Rel. You know Lil Rel, right? Yeah.
And Leslie. I like Leslie.
Yeah.
She's insane.
She's not really my taste, but
I like her. She's crazy. Sometimes she goes off the rails, but I like her.
I don't like that broad. I don't like that broad kind of. She has this broad, slapsticky kind of comedy that I don't really like. I prefer. Chris Rock is more my style. Chris Rock and Bill Maher. What's his name? That kind of thing. I like cerebral humor. I like
Chris Rock.
I don't like that
Bill
kind
Maher.
of ghetto kind of humor. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't like it. Sorry.
Are you done with your list?
I'm sure it's fine.
Are you done with
Just
your
not
list?
fine. Just not fine for me.
Are you done with your list?
What? Don Lennon? Really? They're hiring Don Lemon is gonna. Wait, is it? Wait. This might be one from last year. What is going on? This is from last year. I mean, you want to tell me?
Look at you dragging. Look at you dragging.
That one is from last year because it's a CNN anchor. But I mean, they should know that if somebody does a search for a Juneteenth concert.
You got to put in Juneteenth 2023.
2020. I usually do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe. I feel like an idiot now. Hey,
It was good while it
you should be
lasted.
You should say I'm not an idiot.
listen, I'm trying to like bring up the rare. It was good while it lasted. It was a nice list. Unfortunately.
Okay, June 16, 2023. Finally. Okay, so artists for sure. It seems that the artist list is a lot shorter this time. So yeah, it's like basically Kirk Franklin, Miguel.
So you were
SWV.
right. So the
Yeah,
longer
those are
list
right.
you were looking at, it was the list from last year. So
Yeah.
the initial list
Was right
that you mentioned.
but it said include, so I figured there were more, but they just they just put some in. So when I saw Don Lemon, I said no, that can't be right, because I was thinking, did they bring him to host? Then I realized, no, this is from last year.
Yeah. Don's out.
Don is out.
Well, happy Juneteenth to those celebrating. And it's good that they actually got it on the calendar. They're celebrating it and they're acknowledging it. Right? So it was a crappy piece of work that they did, having those persons not knowing that they were free and getting all that free labor. But finally in 1865, they put an end to it. So happy Juneteenth.
So,
and when you actually go on Google, it does like the whole confetti type thing.
Oh yeah,
Celebrating
okay.
Juneteenth. So
But they don't like me, so
very nice.
that didn't happen. So I didn't realize a woman was who founded Father's Day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
But the article was just long and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Jeez. I started reading it and I was like, are we done yet? But yeah, something Sloan, was it?
Betsy Roddy? Is that not the name?
I have no clue. I was more concerned
Sonora
with
Smart Dodd. Sonora Smart Dodd.
Right.
Now it's a celebration of dads in 1910 in her hometown of Spokane, Washington. As a result, she is the one responsible for those annual gifts that run the gamut from embarrassingly silly-looking neckties to kids' finger paintings crafted with so much love by those tiny hands that they can bring a tear to the eye of even the most stoic father.
Yeah.
No tears over here, though. I'm a tough
the
guy.
president of Guyana had a new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his Father's Day present. Ultimate gift.
Oh, so the baby came yesterday.
The baby was born 60 minutes after midnight.
Oh,
and so yeah,
well,
Father's Day
somehow that
Sunday.
baby looked kind of big in his arms.
Oh, gosh,
no, it's a
no.
big, but it looked. I didn't think it was like newborn. I thought it was like
60 minutes after
Oh,
12.
okay.
Elan
Really?
Ali.
okay.
So ultimate Father's Day present, and he already has a son. So two boys
Okay.
now.
It's-
Cute baby. So congrats. What more could you want?
I know.
So
I know.
what did you do for your Father's Day? Don't tell me you cooked.
Well, I cooked. I don't mind
You
cooking.
cooked.
Yeah, I like to cook. I like cooking. Cooking is not a chore. It's which is not to say.
Passion.
Which is not to say I don't get tired sometimes. I'm like I don't.
Is
feel
the
like
coming
cooking.
up with new things every week?
Not really.
Like, I
No,
mean, like
but
you
I
can only
always-
repeat something so many times.
Well, I do a lot of recombination and what's the other word? I try to always do things a little differently.
Mix it up.
Yeah. Like and I do a lot of extrapolation. Like for example, let's say, okay, you normally make banana bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes if I have like a fruit at hand and I'm like, well, yeah, if I do banana bread or I do pumpkin bread, I said, well,
Oh gosh. Don't
No,
say
me-
what I think you're gonna say.
what?
Are you combining them?
No. I meant
Okay.
like if I'm trying to think of a good example. Trying to think of a good example. Okay, meaning like meaning based on certain food rules, like food chemistry rules.
Thank you.
You can. Okay, I did pumpkin bread, so I should be able to do so and so because it's very similar. Because maybe the acidity is about the same, that kind of thing.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Zucchini bread?
I did it one time. I didn't particularly, I did carambola bread one time
Oh really?
when we used to live Greenlands. Yeah, I didn't particularly. I always think carambola is one of those fruits that God made when He was in a mischievous mood,
Why?
or He was in an experimental mood. Like carambola is just a kind of a weird fruit.
My grandmother used to make jam with it. The jam was awesome. Of course, you can do drinks.
Yeah, I used to do the drink all the time because we had a tree in the yard.
Right.
But, And
Smoothies. I usually just pick them off the tree and eat them just like
yeah, I used to do that too. The thing was that tree was very sweet, so I would always have to have like lime juice or lemon juice to give it some. To give
You
the
know,
juice
there's some horribly sour ones.
Yeah, well, I wish I had those because then I wouldn't
Those
have
might
to.
make better jam, actually.
Yeah, you mean the sour ones?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's kind of bad when you have a fruit. Okay, even soursop sometimes. Sometimes you have a really sweet soursop. So when you make juice, you have to add like
Yeah, you kind of had to go overboard with the water.
or add no, meaning you have to add something to give it the tartness.
Fine.
Yeah,
Lemon.
because yeah.
Sour oranges.
So it's good. Yeah, those two. Or so sometimes it's good when you have a variety of soursop, for example. Any fruit that's acidic enough where you don't have to add.
Yeah.
You don't have to add citrus juice or whatever. You know.
So you get like the full flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you do?
Altered. Work.
So you had Father's Day business?
Yeah, I had a last minute call. One wasn't scheduled before, and then the other one was last minute. And then by the time I got home, I was just like, I am exhausted. So grabbed like my third shower for the day and a glass of wine, and yeah, called it a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
Yeah,
some.
it was really hot yesterday, and I was kind of like, should I have the wine or not? Because it's just gonna make me hotter. But yeah,
The wine doesn't make you hot?
like it gives off an extra heat in my body. So
What kind of
yeah.
wine was it?
Malbec,
Oh, okay.
but it won.
Okay.
The wine won. Figured I deserved it. So
Okay.
yeah, but I ended up working,
Well,
and I was still sore from zip lining Saturday. So
oh, you went zip lining?
let me tell you.
That's not your first time, though, right?
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
somehow I
I
didn't
took
think
my
so.
godson like a late birthday present because these young people never have time to schedule us old people into their thing. So his birthday was the 16th of May, and I only got scheduled in
How much
this
does it
weekend.
cost
It wasn't bad. The local rate is 120.
per person?
Mm-hmm.
120.
Yeah, because like if you do it online, it's 99 US per person. So call and do the local rate.
What you mean 120 US?
No, EC.
Or is one, but it's 99 US for the foreigners?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In your face.
You
No,
are horrible.
I'm just kidding.
But it was awesome. You should try it. There was a little girl there with her dad, and she refused because they're like, it's four. Well, they give you like a little training, and then there's 3, and the highest one is 1,033 feet. And so that one is called the boss.
Oh,
that's
so they
the
have
one
more.
that
They
you
have more
start
than
with.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
okay.
do the boss, then you do mango tango, then you do, I forget what that other one is called, and then there's one where you go over like in
Mango
pairs.
tango? That sounds like a rum punch.
I know,
Or
right?
something.
When I heard mango tango, I just had visions of Rambo. I don't even know why. But there's one where you go across in pairs, and so my godson and I went across screaming and racing and.
Does
it
anyone
was
go
amazing.
across quiet?
No. Well, you know what? I guess when you're going across like the awe, like you're in awe, because I've done it before, but that was like years ago. And so when it started off, I was just like, oh my God, I'm this high trying to get a video while it's happening. And then you start going faster because there's like, of course, there's, they put it in an angle so that, gravity and gradients and all of that. Then I was like, oh my God. And I totally lost it.
So
But I asked them to make videos for me, so I'll show you the videos.
So
after.
what's it when you look down? How is it like a really steep, of like a
Yeah,
really?
and there's one where there are like trees on either side, and you could like touch the trees. So at one point, because I was kind of like just spread eagle screaming going across.
So they have more than one.
Yeah, it's three different.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. And if you've always wanted to fly like me, yeah.
Wow.
Because the little girl didn't want to go. I was like, if you had a superpower, wouldn't it be flying? I mean, other than being invisible? Let's do this. Eventually, we got her over.
I had an idea one time. Well, I always still think it might be feasible. I felt like it would have been nice if there was a cable car that went from Timothy Beach down to, say, Marriott area. What?
Okay.
It's no crazier than the zip line.
Just a lot
I mean,
of
the problem is,
obstacles. You got to go really high.
yeah, that's true. I thought about that, but um, I mean, when you look at some of the engineering that goes on other places, makes that pale in comparison. So whenever people come with that, I go like, well, there's way harder stuff engineering wise all over the place. That's nothing. There are the people who do that stuff. They're like, oh, that's easy.
So it would be from beach to beach, like going across that way, or do you want?
At the top of Timothy Hill.
Oh, and all the way down to Marriott, like Marriott Beach.
Yeah, or it could, possibly it could go down to Carambola side area.
Yeah.
Or I thought about it, as I said. I know it would be expensive because one thing, because of the salt here, it would need a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
Because of, the cables would need to be.
Sea blast is no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems we would have with something like that.
Yeah. Because
Then-
people living on that side or anywhere close to the beach will tell you.
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, and it would be cool if you had it from, say it came from even what?
I'm just looking at your face and listening to you. That's all.
No,
like
because
I can see your gears
I always
grinding.
because I always I always try to think of like I always try to think of cool ways. The way I look at business is you look at niches that no one is filling, and especially for a country that gets a lot of criticism criticism is a strong term, but that gets a lot of feedback saying, oh, you guys need to have more. So we love it, and but it would be nice if you had more activities and so on. So that's how that started.
Well, work on it. You never know. And our tourism product is picking up. Our Venture Deeper campaign and our I saw it last night. Something about Sink It's. What were they calling it? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. St. Kitts and Nevis invites you to enjoy a summer of fun. So that's the Tourism Authority launched a Summer of Fun campaign. So of course they're pushing all the things that are going to happen. Music festival, which is the 22nd of June to the 24th of June. Nevis Mango Festival. I promised myself I would actually go this year, which is the 30th of June to the 5th of July. There's Restaurant Week, 13th of July to the 23rd of July. And then, of course, there's Culturama, which is happening the 27th of July to the 8th of August. And then CPL, August 30th to September. So there's quite a bunch of things happening here for the summer. And there's also, I think the Tourism Authority has also been pushing the Venture Deeper campaign, where they show you all the different things that you can do on islands. Ziplining is one of them. ATV tours, the whole romance section of it.
Yeah.
So,
do you know my son spends hours watching St. Kitts Nevis videos on YouTube over and over?
as if he doesn't live here.
Yeah, that's exactly what we tell him. I said, but how many times you gonna watch
Leave him
that?
alone.
I know.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Oh.
So just
Maybe he's cooking up something in his head. You never know.
so sometimes I say, well, watch some of the other islands, and then eventually we went on this rabbit hole. I was telling you, we were watching like them cooking food in Trinidad and so on.
Right. And I actually like those.
That was nice, yeah.
Yeah. They used to bring this really nice program on. I think it was on ZIZ on Friday nights, but it's like a Trinidad product. I'm not sure if it's Caribbean Passport.
Like a short cooking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah.
Is that not a local thing?
No, it used to be this girl and her mom. I really don't remember the name of the show, but they would do like a lifestyle thing. So they would do like interior designing, then they would do like a little bit of cooking, or they would bring in like a chef, and it was pretty cool. So I don't know, I can't remember the name of the show, but I enjoyed watching it. Just because you get to see different cultures and I guess different the way different people live, and it's just in the Caribbean. But Trinidad always has like some kind of, they have a different flair that they add to things. So I always enjoyed watching that show. Hopefully they can bring it back. And
I
I'll
know.
try to Google the name and see what it's called.
Okay, 8:32.
We're
Okay,
gonna
folks.
go for a break.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a break. We have traffic talk coming up next.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers. I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps.
It's 8:35, and we gotta say special thank you to our sponsors of Traffic Talk, Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Good morning, officers.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning, Candy. I'm fine, thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was lovely.
Good. No drama. How about you, Inspector?
It was okay.
Nice, nice. It's always good when you can say okay and not have to do, well. What are we discussing today?
This morning we'll be talking about rules to be observed by drivers of vehicles and by cyclists. I want to say a pleasant good morning to the listening audience via the radio and streaming by the internet. I am Sergeant Henry, and along with me I have Inspector Phipps. Regulation 20 of the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act speaks to rules to be observed by drivers of vehicle and by cyclists. 1. Every driver of a vehicle and every cyclist shall conform with the following. A. He or she shall keep his or her vehicle on the left side of the road unless prevented by some sufficient cause. B. When meeting or being overtaken by other vehicles, he or she shall keep as close as possible to the left or near side of the road. C. When overtaking other vehicles, he or she shall keep to the right of offside of such other vehicle. So we drive on our left here, so you overtake on your right, not overtake on your left. When being overtaken by other vehicle, he or she shall drive or ride as close to the left side of the road as possible as to allow such other vehicle to pass. This means if I am overtaking Candy should drive as close to her left so I have enough space to overtake. But remember, you have to look for oncoming traffic. Your path should be clear when overtaking. Not overtaking because you think I can do it. Because at the same time, a next vehicle might be coming. And then what's going to happen? There's a collision. either between 3 vehicles or you're in the oncoming traffic. We have number 2 of that same section. Every driver of vehicle and every cyclist shall not negligently or willfully prevent, hinder, interrupt the free passage of any vehicle, person or animal, and shall not allow his or her vehicle to stand in such road as to cause any unnecessary obstruction. This means you want to talk to someone, and you're driving when somebody just pull up abrupt in the road, and there are traffic behind you blowing your horn and you couldn't care less.
Of course, because they have to have their conversation.
Yes, if you want to pass, go over. That's what some people are saying. But you're not supposed to obstruct other traffic. Negligently preventing the flow of traffic is an offense.
All
And
day
a lot
long
of
they
us
do it.
drivers
Oh, my
like to do that.
Goodness.
When you can easily pull over, because sometimes you're blowing and look, you find a space right there. You could have done that
Could have
long
done
time.
that, but you're so inconsiderate.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'll turn over now to Inspector Phipps.
As Sergeant Henry's made mention of cyclists, I have a few things I would like to add as it pertains to cyclists and drivers. For the cyclists, I want you to always follow the rules and observe and make sure you have on the appropriate headgear. That is your helmet. And an appropriate headgear is where the helmet covers your ear and rests on your neck. So if you fall, your head could be fully secured.
Right.
Also, when overtaking, make sure your line of sight is clear, as Sergeant Henry had indicated. Also, and for all drivers and cycle, make sure and always give the appropriate signal. Don't just overtake or turn. Remember you have other drivers behind you, and you have to give the appropriate signal. Why is it important to follow and observe the rules? One, it reduces traffic and injuries from both drivers and pedestrians. And it makes the road more safety. Once you observe all the traffic rules, it makes the road safety. It gives directions, as you know, we have tourist destination, and if a tourist come here and he see one of a local, he might consider, oh, this is how they do it in St. Kitts. So we have to observe the rules as much as possible. And also, sometimes you might see signs in the road. They are giving you warnings that there are also traffic rules give you a warning to say there's an obstacle, road work is ahead. So you have to always observe these rules. And the rules also, and most importantly, manage the flow of traffic. Manage the flow of traffic. And with that, I'll turn back over to Sergeant Henry, who would give us some restriction that will be in place for the music festival.
All right.
As we know, our 25th anniversary of St. Kitts Music Festival will be coming up on Thursday, 22nd of June to the 24th of June. That's Saturday, 24th. And this will be at Warner Park. And we have some restrictions, we have some one-ways, and we have some no parking areas. Traffic will flow in one direction on Victoria Road. That's from south to north. Traffic will flow in one direction from north to south on East Park Range. That's the road between Wellington Road and Victoria Road by the old Basti High School. Also, the side road by NHC, that's on the north side of NHC. Traffic will flow in one direction, and that is from west to east. So you're going to come from Park Range out onto Wellington Road. Parking will be restricted on Victoria Road, so no parking, absolutely no parking, will be on Victoria Road.
Beginning when? This
I
begins.
will say when.
Okay.
Also on East Park Range, on the western side, there are no parking, absolutely none. And remember, we have persons living on East Park Range. Do not block their driveway. Do not block someone's driveway. It's an offense to block someone from getting in and out of their driveway. Remember, we have residents live on that street. So parking will be on the west, parking will be not permitted on the western side of that street. Also on Victoria Road, from East Park Range to Hart Street, and Hart Street is the one by the prison. No parking will be there. The only parking will be there is for ministers of government and persons who live in that area. So absolutely no parking. Beyond that, we know we have residents live in that area, also down to Bluebell Alley or Temple Alley, whichever one it is. Those parkings are for persons there. Parking will be restricted on the football house parking lot. That area is for patrons to go into the event or the venue. So no parking will be on that area. Parking for patrons will be at the old Bassi High School ground.
Okay.
Yes, and you can rest assured that up there lighting will be visible. You'll have adequate lighting up there. You'll have also police and traffic warden up there to make sure that your vehicles are secured. If you park any other place other than that, you're parking at your own risk. And remember to adhere to the traffic warden. They also have the authority as police officer. I know some of us like to bash the traffic wardens. If they tell you, go here, oh, I'm not going there because the person doesn't have on a gray. Yes, but adhere to whatever they are telling you.
Wow. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yes, some people don't like to take things from traffic warden. Oh, you're not a police, so why should I study you? And these restrictions will be in place from midnight, especially for the no parking areas. Will be from midnight, that's Wednesday, the 21st, until Sunday after the function.
Wow.
And please remember, police put down signs because they want to regulate or control the traffic. Removal of these signs or parking between these signs is an offense. And any vehicle that is parked in a no parking area will be towed.
Love it. Love it. I've seen people actually move the cones. Like this weekend, yeah, they were painting the roundabouts. And tell me how a cone ended up on the other side where it shouldn't be. Because somebody drove by, just knocked it down. So that means they broke where the cones were sectioning off to go about their business.
They have no respect for the law.
What's wrong with you? Obviously, they're there for a reason.
Yes.
So yeah, fines and towing. Sounds good to me.
And while we're on that, from today, Monday, 4 o'clock to 9 p.m., Monday to Wednesday, the section of 4th Street from the roundabout and Delisle Street will be blocked, as there will be some music festival activity taking place between there.
So from the circus?
From Monday, so you could come around the circus and head to Bank Street or back to the Bay Road. So from today until Wednesday, that portion of 4th Street and Delisle Street will be blocked.
And which street is Delisle Street?
The one that bring you up to Princess Street from Liverpool Road.
Oh, okay. All right, makes sense. Okay, so from the circus to Delisle, well, going up 4th Street, because I think they're having something right at Flow. We had somebody in here from Culture, was it, last week? And they were telling us that every afternoon they're going to be having something right in front of Flow. So
that's a street. That's a street between Quartz and KFC that goes straight up to Princess.
That's Delisle
yeah,
Street.
okay. I wanted to be sure.
Yeah. I think we just usually call it the street behind Delisle Halloween. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. So from 4 until 9.
Yes.
Okay.
Monday to
Wednesday.
Also, there will be, well, we know on Sunday they will have the event over at the Southeast as Carambola.
White Sands, right.
White Sands. And so traffic restrictions will be in place for that as well. So, you have to park on the
lawn, the big lawn there.
And then you
get
shuttled
shuttled
over. Only persons with the appropriate pass will be have access to enter the highway there.
Okay.
But further down, there will be restrictions.
Okay. At least you guys are telling them early, telling us early where we can and can't drive and where we can and can't park.
Question: suppose someone, maybe you genuinely just going to the beach, maybe you're going to Spice Mill or the beach down there.
On Sunday?
Yeah, would you how would that person be allowed to pass? I mean, I guess you'd probably use the discretion based on how they're dressed. I
You've got
guess.
it correct, sir.
Okay.
Okay, devil's advocate.
No, but it's a fair question, right?
It is. It is. Jobs are always.
Or maybe they're going by Godfathers. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
Let's take a call. Okay. Be sure to call back. Traffic Talk. The officers are ready to take your calls.
Perfect. So this week is going to be hectic for you guys.
Well, we're accustomed to it, but I know for this year, going to be one of the biggest music festivals.
Yes. Just make sure you hydrate because it's ridiculously hot out there. So-
Okay. Caller, go right ahead.
Hi, good morning, Johnston.
Oh,
Good
hi.
morning.
Hi, good morning. What's up?
Oh, so far, so good. Thank you for updating the public and informing. But I find that somewhere along the line, I'm not bashing what you said, but just complimenting it. I did ride motorbike at one time, but not anymore. Just want to remind you that an unstrapped helmet is no helmet. The other thing that I would like to see, I like to see all motorbikes running their headlights 24/7. It make people, drivers, pedestrians, and everybody easier to see them. Some people can't hear, but once you look up and you see a light, you know that a motorbike coming, and light travel much faster than sound. So even an aircraft is landing, you see the lights on. It's not so the pilot could see. It's so the people on the ground could see that something approaching. So that's, to me, is a safety device. The other thing, according to the sergeant, is that when overtaking, someone should pull aside. The other thing that she did not put in is that the person who is doing the overtaking should indicate to the driver in front that they have intention to overtake. So by putting your hand in the day, in the night time, is to flash your light. The other thing is that truckers have a tendency, the covers are on the top of the truck, fold up, and pebbles and stone are blasting one's windscreen and messing up your vehicle. That cannot be right. The other thing is that we still have the weed eaters that are cutting grass by the side of the road, bashing into people's vehicles, pinging on their windscreen. That cannot be right. Stopping in the middle of the road and having a conversation and tell other wait. The officer mentioned that. They tell you must jump over. That cannot be right. You cannot put people to wait at your expense and your leisure for having a conversation in the middle of the road. I am not a police officer. I'm a user of the road just like everybody else. I'm just pointing out these things because where things begin, that's not where they end. So the thing is that we need to be more courteous to each other and do a better job than what we are doing. It will save time, save court time, legal fees and everything. And if we decide to do better, we can do better. All we have to do is make an effort and try. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say have a good day. I think I have said enough.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Same to
Carlo.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that he mentioned, which is definitely a pain, the weed eaters. I've seen in other countries they put up something like a mesh.
Yeah.
So they erect it wherever they're going to be cutting. And so the pebbles and debris and whatever else doesn't get onto the roadway and onto oncoming traffic. Because a lot of times when you, like, if I'm coming up and I see somebody doing that, I will toot my horn so that they would stop. Sometimes they can't be bothered. I remember they had some persons coming in the neighborhood to do cleaning, and they were cutting it, and I heard it hit my windscreen and my window. So I went outside and I said, hey, you could just ask me to move the vehicle. I would move it so you could get access to this area. I get the cussing of my life that morning. And all I was suggesting was pushing my vehicle back so that he could get access to the area.
The funny thing is, I've seen them hold that screen up,
Yeah.
but it seems as though maybe they just stopped doing it.
I've never seen it here.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
they
it
normally
once.
do the guys,
Park
the
and
park and
beaches.
beaches. Yeah, so we'll have a conversation.
Maybe it's a
with them.
specific area they hold that
Yeah.
up because it's never happened in
Yeah.
my area. I've never actually witnessed it here in St. Kitts.
Mm.
So it's something that they need to definitely
Let's take another
look
call.
into.
Oh, okay, that person probably. Here we go. Here we go again.
Got it?
Traffic Talk, you're on the air.
Good morning, good morning.
Hi,
guys.
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, officers. I would like to start with the part where the last caller said about courtesy. There is no courtesy about any drivers, such as private vehicles, in St. Kitts and Nevis. They don't have any. But they want the bus operators to not stop for 2 seconds and put out a passenger. They can make all kind of noise, but they can stop anywhere in the middle of the road and have a conversation and say, hey, what's happening? Daps with all kind of different styles in their hand. It's no cause to see about the private drivers anymore. They blame the busman them for a lot of things. But busman only stop for a passenger to pick up or drop off. And we only take about 2-3 seconds. And that is why I would ask again for the law to be operating how it's supposed to. Pay as you enter. I always tell passengers, come on. I don't mind if you don't want to pay the bus until you reach where you're going, because some people have this notion that, you know what, but suppose something happens to the bus. Me, I'll get back the money. But it's the bus driver responsibility to make sure that you get to where you're going safely. And if there is something happen to the bus, it's not his fault. It's a mechanical problem or whatever it is, a puncture or whatever it is. He should be able to say, well, look, I'm going to give you back the money to catch the next bus. He should be able to say to the next bus, look, I have a problem, buddy. Can you take this person to here to the destination? That's the bus driver responsibility. The next thing is that while you don't pay as you enter, there's a clause in the insurance that says that you will not be covered. I would like for people to understand that. It's your safety. You're insuring your safety. You're not paying the bus driver because he has to get paid. You're not doing it as a favor. Just like anything else in life, you do insure for your safety to make sure that you're covered, make sure that your family is okay and that kind of stuff here. So I would like for people to understand that is what you do to protect yourself in life. There's nothing else better than that. I'm going to come to my roundabout now. Please, as I just hear Miss Franklin talk about she saw some people painting the roundabout. Well, I have not seen it as yet. I drive on the east side and the airport roundabout, I haven't seen anything yet. On the east, the roundabout at the junction at Frigate Bay and Boardwalk side, I haven't seen that as yet. But I would implore the inspector and sergeant, please guys, let's get this roundabout marked out properly. There's a roundabout in Molyneux, and they have a big green sign there that shows you the direction. If you're going to Borio, you're going into Molyneux, or you're going around the roundabout or around the island. If we can get some donations, which I know the traffic department, Ms. Phipps, I know you're good enough to go out and ask for some donations and get some of those signs to put around these roundabouts with the directions and the areas. It's not just for us, as we say. What we do here affects tourists, affects our country. So let us get this right, guys. Let me do the roundabout there properly, because a lot of us don't travel here and we stay just like we don't know anything else. We drive in a bush cane field or whatever. So let's have this properly, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Same to
Carla.
you. You know, he made a good point because someone else actually messaged me saying if you guys could erect signs so that not only us, visitors, will also know what the regulations are and what the updated traffic rules are for this period, because remember, a lot of persons are actually visiting for music festival. So if you could put up some signs, particularly for persons who don't live here and who are visiting, just for this period. I'm not sure how possible that is, but it's a thought. I also had another question for persons that work in that area that's going to be blocked off from 4 to 9. Princess Street, Delisle Street, how would you guys go about that? Because let's say, for instance, they need to get to work on that street.
From 4 in the afternoon?
No, is it going to be removed immediately at 9? Because remember, some of them need to get to work maybe for 8 in the morning.
No, it's 9 in the evening.
It's 9 in the evening, also for 4 in the afternoon to 9. So they'll be able to get
Sure,
their
in and out.
park up, and they'll be able to get out.
Yes.
All right, guys, so you heard it.
Thanks
It's not
to-
going to impede you.
Okay,
The
let's.
caller
Wow,
just-
we have a lot of calls here. Let's
wow.
try and squeeze in 1 or 2 calls before we round up the show. Traffic talk, go right ahead.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, please,
everybody.
caller, please be brief.
Good morning.
Caller, please be brief and to the point.
Because what happened? We are calling to find out, right? I want to know, right, that why these vehicles still going around making a lot of noise in people head, and when you are going to get in circle thing, if they cut down the other day, no, but when I look and see it come back up again. And the gentleman so right to the roundabout sign, I want you all put one at by the movie here. When you hit Buckley's, when you come down the road, tell them you cannot go down no more when it's coming up. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
I was trying
You
to
guys
get
got that one, right?
Yeah.
Especially in that Buckley's area.
Okay. I guess we don't have any at the moment.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, the caller who called about the buses, the second to last caller, he spoke about the buses. They stop to pick up and put off passengers. They only stop for a few minutes, but remember we have bus stops. And it's not only the private drivers do such thing. You have the taxi drivers, they stop anywhere and everywhere. Sometimes they're showing a sight
And they can't
and
be
they
bothered who
stop.
behind
Yes,
them.
even if you stop, pull off and let the person behind you, let them know it is clear for you to pass. Don't just stop and showing the attraction of saying it. The busman spoke about, I don't know if he's a busman.
I got the
But,
sense that it was a bus
He said
driver,
they
yes.
stop to pick up and put off passengers. Yes, the law give a provision for that, but it's a private, if a bus owner need to stop, or a bus driver, they are bus stop, because sometimes you're going to stop here, when look about a few feet or a few wherever
the bus
down, you stop again. But you can't just stop here and there. You have bus stop, and that's an offense, because remember there's an offense that said stopping in an area that not designated as for bus drivers. So if you stop in an area and it's not designated as a bus stop, it's an offense.
He seems like one of the few that might actually abide by it, because he was speaking about courtesy and that type of stuff.
Yes.
But then too often it happens that they don't pull over into the bus stop.
And
So
also with the
exactly what you mean.
insurance, I thank you for that, to inform the public or educate the public about the insurance and the payment. Yes, if you do not pay, while you're in the bus and something happens, you will not be covered. Thank you for that. But they will have to put something in place that pay as you enter. I think he had something.
Right, I think
some
he
time
said that
ago.
as well. He said you have to pay as you enter,
but I
because
would have
it
to-
eases up the traffic obstruction, because you don't have to stop to get change and all, take
you
out
make
your money
the
out your
change
bag
right
and
before you
all of
turn
that.
off.
Right.
So then
Yes.
we'll have a conversation with the members of the Transport
The bus-
Board
Yes.
Association. And
Right.
also sometimes the drivers of the taxi and public service vehicles, you have to control your passenger, because if a passenger says stay here, you know that is not the correct spot to
Exactly.
stay.
If
Exactly.
you're gonna get a ticket, then you let them know
And
I
it's not the
cannot
passenger
stop
gonna
there.
pay for it.
Exactly. Right.
So
right.
we have to control our passengers.
Passengers.
Yeah, yeah. It's true, especially like just yesterday, one of those tour buses, I was like, this man crazy. He just slowing down all over the road, and I guess he's thinking, oh, it's Sunday, I can do whatever. No, there's
We
traffic
have other
behind
road
you.
users on the road.
And then he has his indicator on, and I'm not sure how he's not hearing the indicator, because the indicator makes the most annoying sound until you turn it off. And his indicator was going for at least half a mile, and I'm like, are you turning? Because where exactly are you turning?
And
So-
so we got a lot of complaints, especially on the East Independence, when the taxi drivers doing their tour, other road users would call and
Yeah,
complain
they
and say,
can't be
officer,
bothered."
they block it. By the time we reach up, the stoplight already turned to red, and that's why you see some people tends to run the red light, because running the red light is still an offense.
It's still an offense.
But we are appealing to all. If you're doing tour, whether tours or otherwise, kindly pull closely to the left or where there is a space possible so the traffic can flow.
Just be reasonable.
freely
You know,
and
courteous.
safely.
it's that,
Let's,
you know,
let's
if you
take
would
one
be
more.
courteous and reasonable, we
Yes.
would avoid half
Let's
of
take
these
one more
things.
call for the road. Traffic talk. You're the final caller. Please be brief.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry to be
All
late.
right.
Good morning.
You're early.
But I agree with the person who said, pay as you enter. For a lot of reasons. Some people, they jump in the bus, and when the driver is not aware where he pick you up, they thief the driver. They don't give him the full value of the money at the journey. That's one day. And again, in those big Greyhound buses outside and whatsoever it is, you have to pay before you go sit down. As soon as you walk in the door, the driver, they're watching you, putting your money in here, and then you go sit down. So pay as you enter. And too many persons, they don't pay as you enter. So when the bus stop, they come out and they run gone. That is thieving and that is wrong. So when they pay, they don't have to run away from the driver. That's all I have to say. Thank you all very much. Better late than never.
Great.
Have a good day. Thank you for
I
calling.
remember a long time when you jump in those buses, they used to have a conductor.
Yeah.
So-
Collect the money.
But the
and
buses,
actually
but the
make
buses
the
are
change.
bigger though. So
No,
it's not
those
the same
same buses.
size.
Same-
we had
really?
one or two coaster, but those
Yeah.
same size, yes.
But even the regular ones, because I remember when I used to go to school here, some of the buses actually have a conductor.
Yeah, used to
Or
be
when
right by
they're
the
at the
seat.
bus stop and you jump in, you pay the driver, then you go and sit. So maybe they need to reinstate that, because if they're going to be jumping in and not paying the bus driver, then, I mean, this is all never a dull moment in traffic. Thank you, ladies, for coming in. I don't know if you want to repeat the music festival stuff, and then,
yeah, maybe the parking stuff. Just
Yeah.
for
because we often complain when we don't hear the new traffic
Parking
observances.
arrangement or traffic arrangements for the St. Kitts Music Festival at Warner Park from Thursday 22nd to Saturday 24th of June 2023. Traffic will flow in one direction on Victoria Road, that is from south to north. Traffic will flow in one direction from north to south on East Park Range. That's the road with NHC. Also, the side street north of that same National Housing Corporation, NHC, will be a one-way also, and it will flow from west to east. Parking for government official will be on Lozak Road. I think they will have other parkings for them. But this one will be from East Park Range to Hart Street, and that's the street by the prison. Parking for patrons will be at the Basti High School. And as I said earlier, it will have adequate lighting, traffic warden will be on hand, and also police. So you can rest assured that your vehicle will be safe. No parking will be on Victoria Road, absolutely no parking.
Quick question. Something just occurred to me. Will the east gate be open, or will you only be using the Victoria Road? Both gates.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Lovely.
On the western side of East Park Range, there will be no parking. And as I said earlier, remember there are persons living on that street. Please do not block their driveway. I know we're going to a function here, we want to park here. But do not block someone's driveway. Remember, it's an offense to block someone drive from getting in and getting out. No parking will be on that same small street by NHC. You just have to drive through and that's it. No parking, absolutely no parking. And remember also the football house parking lot. There's where the patrons will be entering, so no parking will be there. And these restrictions for parking will take place from midnight on Wednesday, the 21st of June until Sunday, the 25th. Any vehicle that is parked in a no parking area will be towed. Remember, your vehicle will be towed. So if you see someone parked there, do not go park there. If you see cones, and as I said, for these no parking areas, do not park there. Thank you all.
Thank you.
That's it, and that's all. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Great. And then we have to say thank you to our sponsors, Caribbean Alliance Insurance, for sponsoring this program, Traffic Talk. And, as Music Festival gets closer, here's hoping that everyone will pay attention to everything the officers just said.
But there's going to be signage and cones and everything.
Yes.
And traffic wardens.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Have an awesome day today.
Same to you.
Thank you.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Switch for a better mortgage with Bond. Come and visit us today and let's discuss your future. The Bank of Nevis Limited is encouraging all customers to come to the bank that cares. Switch for an attractive low interest rate, 100% financing. Yes, you heard correct. Additionally, up to 30 years repayment available. Commitment fee waived. Legal fee waived, and any additional fees can be included within the loan. That's right. We are providing solutions at Bond Strong. Switching has never been this easy. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Special terms and conditions apply. Offer ends July 30th, 2023.
You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it.
Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cashback for free groceries with every hire purchase. Will be given back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cashback coupon to all our hire purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is giving you over $250,000 in cashback and a chance to win free groceries for a year. Riddle that cashback. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
It's 9:12 and Island continues. We just had traffic talk, and so it's nice to hear that they're cleaning up the BHS grounds for parking.
Yeah.
Because that's been a whole bunch of wasted space the last few years, huh?
It has.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them moving the venue? That's what we were discussing at the end of the show.
Oh, you mean back to
Yeah.
Well, I think they said it's more space there.
Mhm.
I think the problem up there was there wasn't enough space for the VIP and stuff. Apparently, there wasn't enough space for that, for everything to flow smoothly.
I just feel like it's a better venue in terms of access.
You mean up there?
No,
Up,
here.
Oh,
Back
down there.
where,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, the
And
downside.
parking.
But
Because everybody can go into senior high. Well, Baster, the old Baster senior high.
Yeah, the only thing is the downside is it's probably not the best thing to be doing it on the cricket field. I know
They
that.
said they were using the football area.
No, cricket.
Is it?
Yeah, cricket, because
It'll survive. Come on, they've done it before.
Yeah, I know.
I just feel like it's a little bit more central because I remember the chaos the first year they put it up there with the shuttle buses and parking. I think I had to park all
It's
the
been up
way
there how many
at
times now? About 3 times?
Two, maybe. I've
Okay.
lost count. I'm just happy that they moved it.
'Cause
That
I'm-
run was ridiculously dusty.
Up there?
There is a If you are in the general area and you're trying to get to the bathrooms or to get a drink, there was a bottleneck, and I just always felt like that was a hazard. Like, especially if there's bad blood and you look across and you see somebody, and I just was always like just so paranoid about it. So I'm kind of happy that they moved it, but hey,
I know
just one person.
I know Minister Evelyn had, they got kicked out of government, out of the federal government. But I remember Minister Evelyn was talking about.
You mean Eric Evelyn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, he was the minister at the time. This would have been last year, actually. What year did we have elections? Last year, right? So it would have been. It would have been. It would have been early up in that year.
Mm-hmm.
Like early, like way up when they had House of Assembly, and he was talking about how they were considering doing the music festival over on the park over there. Like that whole area, that
What
whole
park?
The Needsman's Park over there.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's a national park.
Yes.
The Bastille Valley National Park, and he was talking about that whole big area. They were thinking it would be a good place to have the music festival, and the way he explained it actually made a lot of sense actually. So it's a pity that never got anywhere because they eventually got kicked out of government. So
Well, let's see
So
how it
it
goes.
would be-
They seem to be cooperating, so maybe he can still field ideas.
yeah, I'm sure it's something that will be looked at, because I actually think that it might be something they may consider doing in the future, because
And just designate that so they don't have to interrupt football, interrupt cricket.
Exactly. And
Carry
then
us back to Bird Rock.
and the cricket is a very finicky sport with the field, and I mean
Well,
there's-
CPL doesn't start until August
I
30th,
know,
so they
but-
have enough time to get it, whatever. Hopefully there won't be any damage, because to be perfectly honest, when they've had it there, I don't recall hearing any major complaints about field damage or anything like that.
It's just that cricket has
So-
all these arcane rules about bounce and this.
Of course,
and
the flow and all of that.
all that stuff sounds like Greek to me. You're like, what are they
You're not a
talking?
cricket fan?
Nah.
What? We have to convert you.
Cricket? Nah.
What are you into? Football?
I'm not.
You're not a sports enthusiast?
No, I'm a big into sports. It's just that football usually. I actually find American football more interesting than soccer, to be honest.
Banish the thought. We are going to end this conversation right
But I mean,
now.
no, I watch
especially
football.
since we're performing
No,
so
but
well at CONCACAF.
I do watch football, but yeah, tell me about it. Well, how's it going? No, how's it going?
So now you want to know.
No, I find it. I like it. I like football. It's just that, but like for example, I watch World Cup. I watch Super Bowl.
You look at
basketball. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So you might get back some points.
Yeah. So tell me how they're doing.
There was a game last week. I'm trying to look for the stats. I think we tied with, was it Curacao? 1-1 was it?
Have they won any games?
Don't let me
I know
let
what-
me find it first before I end up getting called in and dragged. But I know there was a game last week. And there was a tie. St. Kitts, and I'm pretty sure it was Curacao I saw.
Okay, let me see. This has a sports section, and I know Andre. I should have told Andre to send me this stuff when he got them, because he would have.
So yeah, see what's
he would-
happening now. This is what happens when you focus on American football instead of
No.
football.
I never said I focused on American football. I just said.
So in some other news, 24 minutes ago, tropical wave 100% likely to become a cyclone in 48 hours. This is not happening. This is the first year we've had this nonsense. The U.S. National Hurricane Center is continuing to track 2 weather disturbances in the tropical Atlantic. In its latest update at 8 a.m., NHC says satellite images indicate that the area of low pressure, AL92, located roughly midway between Africa and the Lesser Antilles, has become better organized overnight and is close to becoming a tropical cyclone. Ugh. If current trends continue, advisories could be initiated on a tropical depression later today. This system is forecast to move generally westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour, with further development across the central tropical Atlantic through the middle part of this week. Ugh. Disturbance has a high near 100% formation chance through 48 hours and a high near 100% formation chance through 7 days.
I don't want to hear that.
I know. Meanwhile, showers and thunderstorms have increased in association with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Further development of this system is possible, and a tropical depression could form within the next few days, while the system moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. This second disturbance has a low 30% formation chance through 48 hours and a medium 40% formation chance through 7 days.
Well, let's just hope
Let's hope
the
both of
path
them just
takes
die
it.
out and go on about their business.
Remember, we had a bunch last year and the year before where they came off the African coast, but they just kind of stayed out over open water, which is good.
I mean, Mother Nature has been tearing it up, literally tearing it up. I was looking at the news this morning, and there were tornadoes and thunderstorms and all of that over the weekend in Texas and some of those other states. Flooding, somebody died, a tree fell on their house. It's just
really
Mother Nature is not in a good mood this week.
Whoa. So I got a message from someone said
about the football.
Yes, St. Kitts won. Apparently it was a draw, but St. Kitts won during penalties 3-2.
Nice.
Yeah. So how many other? It's CONCACAF, right?
It
so
is.
Which group are we in?
Sir, you are pushing it now.
I thought no, because I thought Loop had a sports section. I could have sworn there was a sports section, but apparently there isn't. Because I was expecting, I was. Oh, sport. Let's see what's going on here. We had a call coming in just now. I wanted to see what that person was saying. But they
as soon as I open it, West Indies start Cricket World Cup qualifier with victory against USA. Nice. This is cricket now.
It's a little cricket heavy, you know.
Well, cricket is in season now.
Yeah, but cricket, man. I never really got into cricket. I just think cricket is a kind of a uncool square sport to me.
Cricket?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the T20 stuff is a little slightly more.
Looking at you is like
slightly
shocked.
more.
I'm horrified.
The T20 stuff is slightly cooler, you know.
It is, but cricket is a good game.
I'm not saying it's not a good game. It's just that
I'm trying to think of the one sport you can't really catch me sitting down to look at. Probably hockey.
You watch golf?
It depends.
Someone says they're trying to call. I'm here looking at the phone.
The phone hasn't rung.
And the phone is not ringing.
It's not going through. What numbers are they calling?
Okay, let me tell him to
So
call.
do you want to repeat the numbers? There's one that acts
call.
crazy.
Call 6620989. The 762, I suspect that one is.
That's the one that's acting up?
I think those two might be working, but caller call 6620989 or 7620989. Yes. So let me see. I think this. Okay, so the next match, I just got something from someone. The next match, Candisie versus French Guiana. That's gonna be on Tuesday, June 28th. French Guiana.
Oh.
Yeah, so CONCACAF.
So the match that I was talking about was with Curacao, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's correct.
And that's going to be at the DRV Pink Stadium, 9 p.m. Okay. The call just rang once. Okay, call again because it just lit up once and then it went away. So I don't know what's going on. So calls, I need the listeners to know that. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works. See, it's not even going.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Oh, hi. Good morning. Yay, I got you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have, we're in the process this week, I think, of some legislation being moved in the House. And part of it is about this, whatever that number is, in order to attract a certain people to the country via this marijuana stuff, or cannabis as the Attorney General rather refer to it. And so we are saying in order to make ourselves more attractive, we will provide special places for visitors to consume their cannabis and stuff like that. And we also want to broaden our appeal with regards to tourism. So I'm now going to make a recommendation for another way we can appeal to visitors, for visitors to this country. Let us have some dedicated naturist beaches. And it means that persons who want to visit the beaches without being burdened by fabric are free to do so. They won't have to have any licenses. They won't have to carry on any cards as identification. They won't have to prove that they're 18 years old, a member of a religious body, that they have strong beliefs. All they want to do is to enjoy being on the beach without the benefit of fabric. And I'm sure we would attract visitors to St. Kitts who not only want to visit Brimstone Hill and go zip lining and horseback riding, and say, hey, as a bonus, when I'm there, I can at the end of the day enjoy being at the beach without worrying about how I'm dressed, if I'm wearing the latest fashion in bikini or other apparel. Just my suggestion about how we can boost our tourism dollar in spending in St. Kitts, and also make the lives of Kittitians a little less burdensome, a little free. Thank you.
Thank you. I actually think that's a good idea. Don't you?
Are they going
Nude
to?
beaches,
So you're saying that people are going to leave where they are and travel here so that they can go on the beach without swimwear?
Yes. What? Yeah, of course. That would be.
There's numbers, there's stats to show that people actually gravitate towards. They have more
people
nude
go to
beaches or instances where they can be nude.
People go to destinations because they can gamble. In fact, that's one of the things that
So you're comparing a casino and gambling where you actually may win money to nude beaches?
Yes.
As an attraction?
Yes, St. Martin gets a lot of people because of that.
Because of which one? The gambling or the
Both,
nude beaches?
Both.
I'd like to see figures.
Yeah.
Numbers. Not figures, numbers.
Okay, we just had a bunch of calls. No, but it actually is something that would attract people. There are people who.
So the caller was comparing
Because take for
the
example,
420 area that they're promoting from music festival.
Take for example, we're getting a lot of tourists from Europe now, right?
Mhm.
I've heard German being spoken, Dutch, and
There's
so
a
on.
German ship that comes in
Right.
frequently.
So
Aida.
those people are very liberal about clothes and stuff, right?
Mhm.
About just being naked on a campsite and stuff like that.
I
That
feel
would
like there
be-
are
that
known
would be-
destinations for this.
Right. So if we had one or two beaches that were set up for that, clothing optional, they call them. I think that's something that would attract more people. You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Okay.
First of all, a good amount of the beaches we need to do work on them. Some
Hello.
of them have been eroded quite,
Hey, go ahead,
Good
call.
morning, Gumbs. How you
Hey.
morning, it's Kevin.
Hey, what's up?
I'm thankful for the love of the Creator Divine and the ancestors, them, and how your program is Kevin at this time because it's running a little late.
Mm-hmm.
So is it open format or you have a special discussion? kind of
relatively open. We're discussing music festival and tropical depression. We mentioned the CBI dividend that's going to be paid. So it's relatively open. You can shoot.
Well, I would like to touch on the CBI dividend. The good thing I talk about that to enhance from this administration.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look at, good morning, my Christian. Have my apology, please. I'm not acknowledging that always, but blessed love and joy to you.
Amen.
May you go with the strength and the love of the Almighty and the ancestors. But I would just like to look at what was stated on the campaign trail in the 2022 election campaign trail. The Prime Minister, who is now the Prime Minister, outlined that we will have a 6 months every time of a dividend given back to the things that is. Which is, I myself am one of that because I don't really think we should be selling any part of a profit in our economical strife. There's more better ways than that. But we have done stage for this time. But if these are the people who you're giving the dividend, because remember the people who are part of the investment, they claim themselves as a part of the business. That's, in that way, Jamster.
So you're kind of shaky. So I'm struggling to hear you clearly.
Yeah, you
can hear me good?
No, when you just asked that question, but in the beginning.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear you say.
All right. So are you able to repeat just quickly what you said earlier?
I
heard.
just quickly like I said.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I would say basically for that dividend that was outlined by this now Prime Minister of our Federation of Technical Nevis, and is that campaign trail. I would like to say, if you're insisting that we will get something on the benefit of every 6 months, well, are the ones them who are investors, are they to claim on those 6 months too of that dividend? Because they will put themselves as citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, saying that we're Jamster.
I think most of the persons that actually invest and are citizens, economic citizens, don't live here. There isn't a rule saying that they have to be residents. So most of those persons who invest and become economic citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis don't live here, meaning that they don't have social security cards, because I think what they do, they pay it through social security. So they check to ensure that it's the way it was set up initially is persons who would have contributed to social security 10 years plus get a certain amount, and anything under 10 get a certain amount. So most of those persons that are economic citizens, they are not part of our social security, so they aren't really entitled to that. They won't get that CBI dividend.
Okay, then thanks for your clarification. But I still have an issue that I see. I hope it's going to the people who are really in need and not to people who don't have a benefactors of the economical stability out here. And we ain't trying to claim no indication that we want all. I will say give the people them that is needed, because I just see right now inflation is rising. Every day you're going to the supermarket or merchant shop, you see the price moving up, but the wages of our people are still under the bottom of the economical ladder. So we got to be real of how we try to strive in this economical stability for our people. And I give thanks that you all have a positive morning. going through the rest of the day.
Thank you.
And the Almighty guide each and every one
Thank you.
and I go on here. Give
Thank
thanks.
you. Same to you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, but just to say before we go to the break, I got a text here. Someone says that people actually go to St. Bart's simply because of the nude. I had forgotten about that actually. Yeah, that I know for a fact. They go to St. Bart's for the nude beaches.
I'm pretty sure
It's
they're
a French.
shopping too.
It's a French.
It's not
thing.
just.
Yeah, but why are you so
Not just.
against? Why
I
are you
didn't
so
say I was
against?
against it. I just, for me, if you're going to go that way, make it economical. It's like the whole conversation about decriminalizing prostitution, right? That's the way I see it. If you're going to be going into something for economic means, let me see that it's actually going to work. So show me the numbers, and then we can have a discussion. But I don't think that nude beaches would, bring influx of persons here. Maybe if we were known for our beaches, and maybe if we start now and we boost that, but I honestly can't see that as something where we have so much more to offer. Our culture is a lot deeper, and I think that's something that we should work on and push that.
I get the impression
as
that
opposed
you're
to
treating
nude
nudity.
beaches.
You're treating nudity in a pejorative way, sort of. That's the impression I'm getting from you.
Why?
I get the impression that
Because I didn't jump on the idea right away?
Well, I mean,
personally believe that St. Kitts is much deeper, and we can find other ways of generating
But that could be
income and
just.
tourists.
But that could be one of them.
It could be a minor one.
So he's asking, what's your data to prove that it won't be a multiplier?
The same data that I'm waiting for to prove that it will be.
Well.
So show me the numbers.
Okay, let's go to the break and come back, and then we can take some more calls. It's 9:34.
Found the sound 98.9 Win FM.
The real John of them drink Campari. Link up your girl with the Campari. Day or night with your Campari. Mix the pineapple, you can't run party. Campari, respect the bitter. Must be 18 years or older to drink responsibly.
Oh, yeah. Quench me thirst, I bust that time now. Watch me, I bust that smile now. Ah, boy. Freestyle, free buster, a freestyle. Watch we are playing full color meanwhile. One leap of flavor, every one of them tries. The drink are refreshing and nice. Me tell you say I buster me buy you with my money. This a everybody drink, I know me one love it. Have it yeah, for the kids, them daddy harmony. Buster, we playing full color. Correct, I am tea.
And we are back, and for some reason the phone lines are going. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning. How is everybody today?
Oh, we're good.
We're fine. How are you?
Hey.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Amen.
I guess you're there in the cool, no?
Yes, thankfully. Well, for now.
Yeah.
For now.
I say all of those persons who work in the shade. Hey, everybody else who work outside of it. Oh my.
Yeah. I had a full dose of it yesterday. So.
Yeah, God is good.
Yeah.
Jamster.
Yeah.
Number one, I called to tell you that I disagree with you.
About
in
what?
that we don't need any nude beaches here.
Okay.
I don't think we need to compete to drop so low below the bottom. It's not going to ensure that more people come here. Just by the presence of those ships here and the abominable things or acts that happen on our beaches in plain daylight, it's a caution. And we are a people, if we're going to me, go that route, in a way, it's like we're saying that we don't really have the ability to think of any other options, come up with other viable options to make money. making money via those kinds of means. To me, this is not even clean money. To me, it's the same as the monies that people make from murdering others, setting hits on people, and all of these illegal, drugs and so on. To me, getting money from persons coming here for nude beaches, and to me, it's the same. It's not clean, and I think we are far above good enough to come up with our own thing. Either that, or it's just saying that we are lazy, or I don't know if there is something that is keeping us back.
Okay.
That others are not informing us about. Maybe there are rules and regulations that have our hands tied, and also in the position to say so, not saying so. And that's why people speak, and when people speak, nothing is done, and many people feel like our representatives are not listening or paying attention to what we're saying. A lot of citizens come up with some excellent points and suggestions. And finally, what's the last point I had? Anyway, I forgot the last point. I'll call back if I remember.
Okay, sure, no problem.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for your contribution.
So she doesn't agree with the nude beach thing. Oh, I should have asked you. Actually, I wanted to ask her if there's any thing she could think of that we could do that maybe some other destinations aren't doing, or something that she thinks we might excel at that maybe another destination might be doing.
I'm looking for the article because Honorable Marsha Henderson had
Island
an
Tier on the
article
air.
about that.
Okay, Island Tier on the air.
About how our tourism is faring. Hi, good morning.
Yes, good morning. I actually don't mind the idea of a nude beach. I think the more attractions we have, the better. However, we're not Antigua with 365 beaches, and we're having a tough time making sure the good ones we have are in pristine condition.
I'm glad you said that. That was exactly my point. Fix the ones that we have first.
Yes. I mean, even Cockleshell that has so much promise.
But yep.
It seems like it's getting out of hand. Driving down
it's
there.
in a deplorable situation, to be honest.
Terrible,
I used to do
right?
weddings on Cockleshell, and it's not what it used to be.
Right, and I think one strip, to be quite honest, is enough. The one at the strip at Frigate Bay is enough. We shouldn't go around making that, on all of our beaches, right? So the other thing about our beaches, I don't think many of them can be called secluded, right? I still think a nude beach should have some kind of seclusion. And maybe instead of a nude beach, what we might have is some kind of nudist commune in the hills where, they can have all the seclusion and nature and so on, all they want up there.
Good idea. Actually, good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
And on the subject of attractions, when you were mentioning the zip line, I think one of the obvious places, not so much a zip line, but what you call those, like those ski lifts.
Like a cable car,
up,
yeah.
Cable car kind of setup.
Yeah.
In Sulphur Stone. From Sulphur Stone down to, you can't pass the airport. You can't get in the way of the runway. But I think that would make for really exciting vistas. And, I think that's the next attraction that should be looked at. Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea.
All right.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
I actually think that's a pretty good idea as well. I've always looked at places where like when I was talking about the cable car thing, I've always looked at places where I thought might be good candidates or something like that. That's actually a pretty good idea. I never thought of that.
There's a place in Jamaica called Hedonism.
Yeah,
where
they're nude and stuff. Oh, yeah, I think they have two or three.
Yes. So you actually go there and you...
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I'm back again. Yes, my last point.
Mm-hmm.
On the backdrop backdrop of one of your callers when he talked about if the economic citizens are eligible for the dividend too. Well, I'm going to call him to think about this. I don't know if he did before, if he had crossed his mind before. Now, when you go over to the eastern end, southeastern end of our, we are told that over there doesn't belong to us anymore. This big investment over there. Has it ever occurred to him and maybe others that when these people turn around and ask for these millions of dollars and they get it, that they are more than taking back? That's how it seems to me. They are more than taking back what they have spent for the citizenship. When millions are given to the others up in the hill, that these people are taking back what they pay for this citizenship, whatever, indirectly.
What
When
area doesn't
things
belong to
are
us
down-
anymore?
Sorry?
What area are you referring to that doesn't belong to us anymore?
She's referring to Christoph Harbour, which has.
How do you know?
Country.
Let her say it. Where are you referring
That's
to?
the only place.
Okay. Darling,
Is it?
let me move on.
Okay.
The hill
Well, I
up
can't
in the
necessarily
mountain-
comment if you can't give specifics.
The hill up in the mountain area, that business place up there and over southeast. And when there is a downturn and you hear that some of these businesses over that development there, the development that we have there, the extension of our sea, when most of those proprietors seeking financial assistance from the government, don't you see them as taking back from what they spent on citizenship? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're into business, and the system is such that there's going to be an up and it's going to be a down. And they always say, according to what they call it, what they kind of economy, free market economy, you either make a profit, you stay in. If you make a loss, then you're forced to drop out or work at break-even point. So if your business is not doing good when things go down, then you have to close out. How is it small businesses here, when they're not doing good, they close out? And they're not really getting that assistance, that financial assistance, when they close out to reopen, or the assistance to prevent them from closing out. But you have those who seek for assistance, financial assistance, and by all indication, it seems like they get it. Now, those over Southeastern, they can always send out their ads in Europe and wherever they come from and get people to come here. But to me, it seems like it's a strategy. And to me, they feel like, okay, you have it. And since you're boasting so much, and even if you don't boast, we are going to take back what we spent. And we are going to get over here free, and wherever we are, we're going to get it for nothing. Because we are working our head on you all. And since you're...
Oh, I think that dropped out.
Sorry, hello?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, and since you don't want to use your head to keep what you have, we are going to take it from you. But we are going to do it in a smart way. Have a blessed people.
Yes, have a great day. So you don't know about the whole Christopher Harbour is a whole country within a country.
Not to my knowledge, so I'm sorry.
No, this
and she never actually said
I know.
Christoph Harbour.
No, I know, but this is public knowledge. This is public knowledge.
It would have been nice if you would have not.
But we have short memories
answers.
Here, so.
I wanted her to be very specific. Like I said, I can't comment if I don't know the specifics.
Okay.
So.
Mm-hmm. But this is public knowledge.
I live right here in St. Kitts.
Yeah.
I am not told that over there doesn't belong to Kittitians.
But everyone knows this.
Anymore,
this is not a secret.
I must live somewhere else.
No,
I've never had any issues going
secret.
over in that area.
The problem is Kittitians and Divisions have short memories. That's why. This was.
How does it not belong to us anymore?
Because.
So you've never gone over there. You've never gone to Park Hyatt. You've never gone to South Plage. You've never gone onto the marina.
We have some call. There's some calls coming. I let the call. I'm sure somebody will call and tell you.
You're
because
the one
I can't
making the
believe,
statements.
No, I can't
I'm
believe you
free
don't
to
know. I
ask.
can't believe you don't know about this. Everybody knows about this.
Knows about what?
Um,
When did it not become ours?
Island T. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Hi.
I just pointed out Kitchens have short memories, and that is why we only found out about the arrangement for Christopher Harbour after the fact. Okay, after agreements and so on were
What
signed.
arrangement?
There was, I don't know if you can recall, a few years before the government changed, when I think it was a local commentator read out the agreement with Christopher Harbour. Okay, he had a show, and he actually outlined in detail what it was. Okay, and I'm saying that is exactly why we should be very careful about things like not releasing agreements with government because of quote-unquote trade secrets, right? Because we don't see the fine print and we get to know things after the fact. About a few weeks ago, Premier Brantley, I think, made mention of the fact that they were selling aggregate to a company in Guyana, and they had the barges coming up to unload the aggregate. And the thought occurred to me: these barges come here empty, and Guyana, I know, has a company that sells actually the kind of sand that tourists are generally attracted to.
The white sand.
White sand and so on, yeah. And to me, it could have been an exchange and use that to improve our beaches. Because, let's be honest, we are not known for our beaches, okay? And it's okay if we bring in sand to improve them. After a while, you can't tell the difference between what was natural and what's artificial anyway.
True.
Okay, I think Aruba did that. I mean, they essentially imported sand to
Really?
show up yeah.
I thought Aruba was white
some
sand beaches. Wow.
Yes, some places are.
Okay.
But they actually, there are some beaches that were some very popular beaches that were actually buttressed by sand mining from elsewhere.
Yeah, that's
and
not a
so
bad idea.
we can do the same thing here. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I think the government should still pursue, even though it may not have been their idea, I think it was John L. Powell, I heard, came up with it first, the kind of boardwalk as is in St. Martin, you know,
Yes.
that boardwalk,
Yes.
right, yeah. Down at the Irish Town Bay Road, I
Yes,
think something
I
like
agree.
that would be good.
Yes.
And I think OTI at one time tried to put an artificial beach close to Fisherman's Wharf. It didn't work, I think, mainly because it was not a protected area. There were no artificial reefs outside there. And so once you had high seas, you know, they just wash the sand away. So you'd have to have some kind of thing. But I think something like that should be tried again. Make a really nice beach there. And don't be afraid to have people pay for the maintenance. Okay? You know, nothing wrong in paying a nominal fee to make sure that it's kept clean. After all, you know, it wasn't there before, and you had to put it there.
Exactly.
Okay, and it would also be good attraction, taking more people. Well, when the cruise ships come in, and you see a really good beach close at hand, more people, I think, would come off the ship. Make that one that you have to pay for, not the one that would ferry passengers too, because we don't want to cut out the taxi drivers, okay?
Yeah.
From ferrying people to the beach, but at least it gives them more options, and people who not really want to go on a tour, but would see a beach right there, see a boardwalk with vendors, etc., would definitely take a stroll off the ship and go there.
Yeah.
So that's something to look at.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
a bad idea. And I know they're already developing some nice little food spots along the Bay Road there. So
And the other thing is, I keep wondering what is the issue with the issue with maybe getting someone to invest in buying Fort Thomas,
Yeah.
and maybe doing a beach,
pretty nice spot.
and doing a nice beach down on the south side there, the cliff area. It would be nice, because I think that's one of the reasons why Fort Thomas never really.
Lack of the beach. They could
I think that's
cut,
part of it,
into
yeah.
do some terracing to
Yeah,
get you down to.
but I feel like if someone did, that would be something they'd have to do, and there has been talk about it.
Isn't
but
it
no,
up for sale and being advertised though?
Yeah, but that's my point. It hasn't been sold yet, and I think that's one of the things that probably
preventing it?
hinders it as a candidate. And then I also never understood why TDC never just turned OTI over to why they never turned it over to one of those chains to run.
Hasn't it? It's been sold now.
It's
though,
been
right?
sold, but I just never understood, because they sold it just after they had fixed it up. I think they had gotten
A good portion of it had
SIDF.
been,
Yeah,
had
I
been
mean,
renovated.
I just thought it
See, and
seemed
that
like
brings me to my point. There's so many more things that we can invest and expand on. I'm not saying that it's definitely no to a nude beach, but how about we start improving what we already have before we go try to bring in
I agree.
something completely new?
I
Right?
agree,
And
but
then,
but the more
and a lot of
prongs,
our beaches need work.
but the more prongs our palette of attractions has, the better.
Isn't it better to master what you have first before you venture into something new?
Well, that's true too, but doesn't mean that we can't we can't experiment with other prongs.
I wonder.
Hey.
I
What? Why are you laughing? Caller, you're on the
reserve
air.
my comment.
Eternal love and joy to you again, Brother Jamson, to you, Mother Earth, of the love of the ancestors and the Almighty. Just to tell you back on the decision pertaining to the question, the statement I made on the dividend within the CBI program. I know why I was quoting and thank for the highlight that you're bringing forth, sister. But we would like to say, those people is not for us, I mean, fair to say, because there is not generally bringing no format of development for our people, for their own safety net. That's why we have to be cautious how we deal with this CBI program and the context that they say they are here to help develop our country and our federation. So we are now asking the Prime Minister who state boldly that he will make sure that poor people get fit. They say he go to the Social Security. Well, I will say, within the format of that same movements of the Social Security being the initial drive of that, getting the dividend. Our people have worked tirelessly for years and contribute, and sometimes maybe they don't get certain benefits that are liable for them to Social Security. So I hope the levels that the dividend will be to help them stay their way forward in the economical situation that we are facing. That's all I'm calling on. Because if you are giving more people, you got to make sure people have a safety balance in how they get the economy going around them and outside of them. And if you are not going in that wrong, you're only here to help the merchant them get more capital on our people. So you look at that and be real serious in how we saving our economical development around our young generation, in particular, not just among our people, because we hear a political party say something, but we have to live to the force of what we're seeing right now in the reality, especially these wars that are incoming on our people in the developing part, where the world is relying on these outside food coming into our shores. It's a shame to see that. We got a lot of money and we still talk about we want to be importing all these expensive food. And another thing I'd like to share, sister, yes, our Southeast Wellington does not belong to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. If you look back at the history of 1982, where we see the courthouse get burned down, a lot of information what is value for us as a people to hold that land was born in that day. So me and Peter society they got sprack, not belief. But it's 40 years, we going into independence and people still landless. We know nationalize the land them on here because the crown still controlling the land. You have a blessed day. Give thanks.
Thanks. Same to you. Have a good one today. I think one of the things that you're allowed to do as it relates to Social Security, you can go in and check to make sure that your contributions have been paid by your employer and that they're up to date. I know Social Security, I've gotten it more than once where they send out like an update as to your account in there. So you would have seen all the different persons that you would have been employed by and that your contributions were made. And then they encourage you, if something has changed, if there's something that needs to be updated as it relates to your Social Security, you can always go in. So I would strongly suggest that persons do that. If you feel that your employer has not been making your contribution or something needs to be updated with your Social Security, pay a visit to them. They're usually very welcoming and customer friendly. Just go in, ask a question, ask to, see your account. So in that way, you can be sure that everything is not only up to date, but that you are eligible for the CBI dividend. I remember when it happened initially, a lot of persons were scattering all over trying to figure out if they would actually be eligible for the dividend. So I'm advising again, go in to Social Security and find out what the status of your Social Security payments are.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
So,
we have 2 minutes to go until the
think there's
website.
a press conference happening?
So I have to wrap now so I can go prep for that.
Awesome.
So I will see you tomorrow.
Definitely.
Candy face.
Have a good day, everyone. See you back here tomorrow for some more Island tea.
I will.
Be safe out there and hydrate.
Yes, hydrate. It's hot.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a good one today,
All right.
guys.
See ya. So stay tuned for the start of the first press conference for Music Festival Week proper. That's going to start in a few minutes.